So we want to divide 6b raised 4 minus 3b squared minus b divided by b. You might say, well, do I have to use long division for this problem? Should you use long division? It is a matter of choice. Since there is only one term by itself in the denominator, there are a couple of ways to do this problem. One, so since I have a common denominator, I'm simply splitting the numerator and dividing each term in the numerator by the denominator term. So b and b raised 4 will get cancelled. So I have b cubed. b squared will get cancelled. So I have b and b will get cancelled. I simply have 1. So the answer is 6b cubed minus 3b minus 1. Yes, that's approach 1. Approach 2, I want to know if there is a common factor. If there is a common factor, I'm simply going to pull that common factor out and then proceed from there. Do I have a common factor in the numerator? Which is 3. You see 3 here? Oh, that's a b, not a 6. So b raised 4, b squared, b, I have a b in common. So if I pull b out, I have 6b cubed minus 3b minus 1 divided by b. Yes? What happens to the b and the b? It's cancelled. So we'll have 6b cubed minus 3b minus 1. Same answer. Yes. So either way would work. But this approach would only work if you have a single term in the denominator. This approach will work if you have a term, a factor, corresponding to the denominator that you can pull out and cancel. The third approach is long division. Let's see if you remember. What is that called, that term? Dividend. Divided. So we want to find the quotient and remainder. If you look at the first way we did it, it divides perfectly. I don't have any fractions. Same answer with the second approach also. That simply tells me the remainder here must be 0. We'll see if we get the remainder of 0. So you've got to come up with some expression or a number there, so that when you multiply it with b, I get 6b raised 4. What should go in there? 6b cubed. 6b cubed times b, 6b raised 4. We always subtract. So missing terms, I can simply put 0. Those two would go away. Negative 3b squared minus 0. Negative 3b squared. Negative b minus 0. I get negative b. Good. You have to come up with a number or an expression there, so that when I multiply with b, I get negative 3b squared. So what should I multiply b by so that I get negative 3b squared? 3b or negative 3b? Negative 3b. So I need to account for the negative side also. So negative 3b squared, 0 here, so I'll just leave it as is. Minus negative 3b squared, minus of negative 3b squared. Those two will get cancelled. Minus b, minus 0, I will get minus b. Yes. We've got to put an expression or a number right here, so that when I multiply with b, I get negative b. So what should go up there? Negative 1. So b times negative 1 is negative b. Subtract the 2. We'll get 0. Good. So even before we started the problem, I said the remainder has to be 0. And it is because we were able to eliminate the denominator term without any remainder up there. So in this problem, whether you go with the approach 1 or approach 2, entirely up to you. I know that there is going to be a common factor here. I see a 2, 8, and 12, which means a common factor of 2. I see a squared, there is a common factor of a, b squared, b cubed, which means there is a b squared in common. So 2, a, b squared. That's the term that I'm going to pull out. So if 2 is taken out of 12, we have negative 6. There is a negative. I'll take out a out of a squared, have a. I'll take b squared out of b cubed, I'll have b. Yes. Now, I take 2 out of 8, I have 4. A goes out, so there is no a there. I take b squared out of b cubed, I'm left with b. Yes. And the last term, I have a negative. 2 is taken out, a is taken out, b squared is taken out. That would mean we simply have 1. Good. Divide by 2ab squared. Yes, I have 1 term, same term in the numerator, but it'll get cancelled. So I'll have minus 6ab plus 4b minus 1. Good. So you can do this approach or divide each term by the denominator after splitting it up. It's entirely up to you, but do keep in mind you can split the numerator and divide by the denominator, provided you don't have other terms here, because or else it's a moot point. Second degree polynomial divided by x minus 3. Key things to remember. We're always subtracting, that's 1. 2, if the remainder degree goes below the degree of the divisor, we stop. In other words, if the remainder degree equals the degree of the divisor, we stop. So we always look at the first term. We've got to multiply by an expression or number so that I get 5x squared. So I've got to multiply x by something to get 5x squared. What should that something be? Come again? 5x. So 5x times x, 5x squared. 5x times -3, negative 15x. That's all we have. We always subtract, so minus 5x squared minus 5x squared will go away. Negative 17x minus 15x, what would we get?
-32.
232.
Well, I didn't say 232.
Negative 17x minus 15x.
That would be it would be like adding them together.
Yeah, what is it?
I said -32.
No, see, minus, it becomes plus.
Yeah.
So you have negative 17x plus 15x.
Oh, so it'd be
What is it?
2x.
2x.
2x or negative 2x?
Negative 2x.
Negative 2x. If you can't do it right away here, do it on the side. Perhaps you can see it.
How did you get that negative 15x again?
5x times negative 3. So negative 17x plus 15x, which is negative 2x. There is nothing here, so 0. 6 minus 0, 6. Mind you, we're always subtracting. Don't forget that. I've got to come up with a number or expression up here so that when I multiply this term with x, I should get negative 2x. What should go up there? Negative 2. So negative 2 times x, negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 3, positive 6. We are subtracting, so those two terms will get cancelled. Remainder is 0. Yes? So this simply means that 5x squared minus 17x plus 6 can be written as x minus 3 times 5x minus 2. Remember from last time, I wrote dividend is equal to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. In this case, the remainder is 0, so the dividend is simply equal to the divisor multiplied by the quotient. If you FOIL this, you will get that. You can FOIL that later. But do we understand the process? So there is another approach called synthetic division, but we can only use either this, long division, or synthetic division. So I've got to come up with a number or expression here so that when I multiply that by 5x, I get 15x squared. So it has to be 3x. 5x times 3x is 15x squared. 3x times 1, 3x. And I subtract. 15x squared will get cancelled. 23x minus 3x, 20x. I just have 0 there. 4 minus 0, I get 4. I've got to come up with a number or an expression here so that when I multiply 5x by that term, I get 20x. So what should go up there? 4. So 5x times 4, 20x. 1 times 4, 4. They are the same term, So if I subtract, I'll get 0. Good. As always, you don't have to write this step, but the purpose of long division is to determine the second factor, if at all possible, given one of the factors. So the second factor is 3x plus 4. Good. So we've got to divide 3x cubed minus 8x minus 7 by x minus 1. Do you see something odd about that particular polynomial? Is it missing something? It's missing an x squared term. So if you encounter a problem like this, first thing to do is to rewrite the expression so that you're not missing anything. So 3x cubed plus 0 times x squared. Did I do anything wrong? I just added 0, 0 times x squared, still 0. Minus 8x, minus 7. And x minus 1. I've got to come up with an expression or a number here so that when I multiply that with x, I get 3x cubed. What should that expression or number be? 3x squared. 3x squared multiplied by x, 3x cubed. 3x squared times negative 1, negative 3x squared. Always subtract, so minus 3x cubed minus 3x cubed will get cancelled. 0x squared minus of minus 3x squared, what do we get? 3x squared. If you can't get it right here, make sure you write it on the side. Missing terms, just 0. Minus 8x minus 0, I have minus 8x. Minus 7 minus 0, I have minus 7. Good. I've got to multiply x by something over there so that I get 3x squared. What should that expression be? 3x. 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times negative 1, negative 3x. Subtract. 3x squared will get cancelled. Negative 8x minus of minus 3x. We will get negative 8x minus times minus plus 3x. So what is negative 8x plus 3x? Negative 5x minus 7. I've got to put something up here. So that's when I multiply with x, I get, is it 5x or negative 5x? Negative 5x. So what should go up there? Negative 5. So negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 1. Positive 1. Oh, bad math. I should probably take algebra. So subtract, those two would go away. Negative 7, negative 5, you get negative 12. Good. So in this case, the remainder is not 0. So 3x cubed minus 8x minus 7 is not divided perfectly by x minus 1. because we had something that. Good. Okay, so nothing is missing here. X cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. We divide by x plus 1. I've got to put something here so that when I multiply it with x, I get x cubed. So x squared times x cubed, x squared times 1, x squared. Always subtract. X cubed will get cancelled. 2x squared minus x squared. Nothing here, so minus 3x minus nothing, minus 3x. 2 minus nothing. Good. I've got to put something here so that when I multiply with x, I come up with x squared. So it has to be x times x squared, x times 1, positive x. Always subtract. X squared and x squared will get cancelled. Negative 3x minus positive x is negative 4x. If you can't do it right here, do it on the side so that you don't make mistakes. 2 minus 0 is just 2. Good. I've got to come up with a number or an expression over here so that when I multiply with x, I get negative 4x. So negative 4. Negative 4 times x, negative 4x. Negative 4 plus 1, negative 4. Subtract. Negative 4x minus negative 4x will get cancelled. 2 minus 4. This would become plus. 2 plus 4, 6. So the remainder is 6. The quotient is x squared plus x minus 4. So when you do homework or an exam, it's always going to be find the quotient, find the remainder, or find both. So we don't have an x cubed here. So plus 0 x cubed. We've got to multiply 4x by something so that I get 32x raised 4. So that would be 8x cubed. 8x cubed times 4x is 32x raised 4. 8x cubed minus 1, negative 8x cubed. The reason why we have to add the missing terms is because sometimes the missing terms will start popping up, right? So which is why we make sure to have the missing terms in there. So subtract, those two would go away. 0 minus of minus 8 plus 8x cubed. Negative 14x squared, 11x, negative 5, because there's nothing. Got to multiply by something so that I get 8x cubed. So 2x squared, 8x cubed minus 2x squared. Subtract, these two will go away. Minus 14x squared minus of minus 2, so plus 2x squared, so negative 12x squared, plus 11x minus 5. I've got to put something here so that when I multiply with 4x, I should get negative 12x squared. So minus 3x minus 12x squared minus 3x times minus 1 plus 3x. Subtract. Those two would go away. 11x minus 3x is 8x. Negative 5 minus nothing, still negative 5. Got to put something here so that I get 8x. So 2. 4x times 2, 8x. Negative 1 times 2, negative 2. Subtract. The 8x will go away. Negative 5 minus of minus 2 would be negative 5 plus 2. So the remainder is negative 3. Good.